So we're gonna get started. Had a great week last week in DC. So we also made a quick picture posted. So the chamber took a DC trip that we give our legislators up there our federal agenda, and because I'm part of the chamber, Billy Plus is part of the chamber. I'm the chair-elect of the chamber, and I'll be chair next year. But anyway, it's a great time because most of the businesses in our area, not most, but many, are there. The decision makers are there. Those who can give us money or build partnerships are there. And I worked Brianna pretty hard. I worked her pretty hard in DC. So it wasn't a boondoggle. It definitely was work. But we made some great connections. And all good. We are starting to apply for grants that we haven't applied for with Brianna and Vanessa. With Vanessa, very good job. And so we have to build those relationships, even with the city and people like that, because there's money out there for us to get, and we're gonna get it. And they have got some grants and some more in the pipeline, and things are going well. When the VP of Boeing, Crystal Morgan, who sponsored Platinum, sponsored the whole event, came to sit next to me at the head table. She said, "Doc, you don't mind if I mentor your daughter? You don't mind I mentor Brianna?" I said, "Sure, yeah, I don't mind." Because we need some Boeing money. I'm so serious. I'm so serious on that. And so those things. And I'm sitting in another meeting, and I get a picture, and I think I sent it to Missy. I get a picture from the mayor of Huntsville. And I'm sitting there. Well, I get a text. Tell me, okay. And I look at it, and it's him and Brianna on a selfie. And he says, "Working hard, with Little Rock, better known as Pebble." And I'm like, "Why is Brianna taking a selfie with the mayor? Man, we get to." She said, "No, I'm sitting next to him. He took the picture." He took the picture and sent it to me. So I was like, okay, maybe you can go next year, maybe. But there's some work that's being done that you don't see happening, but those things are happening because everything is about relationships. And if you don't build a relationship, you don't build a relationship today and ask for something tomorrow. You can, but relationships takes time. But once you start to build those relationships, then we can get some things from it. Many of you all outside of the development department, I'll get to the teaching, have building relationships with people in North Alabama that will help Ability Plus. What sets us apart from most providers is that we are a nonprofit. We're not a charity, so don't get that confused with a nonprofit charity. But we're a nonprofit organization business that have a contract with the state, and we get paid for that. But at the same time, we can ask for funding, and our population of people are forgotten. Our population of people are really forgotten, and we're trying to not let them be forgotten. And so I was telling our executives, we're working on some things to get our legislators to Ability Plus, and you'll be informed because I don't want to bring them to any house or any place. It's not looking like it needs to, so you will be informed. But we are doing that. Katie Britt, which is one of our senators from Alabama, spoke to us. We brought another guest, Senator Woodford, but anyway, Katie's state regional director Shan promised me, she never did this, that she will get Katie Britt's state coordinator to come and spend some time at Ability Plus. So we're gonna be setting that up. She's gonna be coming. We'll show the day program. We'll probably care the house, have a nice lunch or something, because we can ask Senator Britt and all the rest of them have monies. So we're going out to that. David Little, I talked to him, who's a councilman here in town. We already got some money, but he volunteered to sit down and talk and see if we get some money. So these are things that are happening. So we see a bunch of people coming in, different things, and you know what's going on, so we can mobilize what we do. If you have any contacts, know any people that we need to talk to, make sure you give our development office. Make sure you with Brianna or Vanessa, and we'll make those contacts that we need to make in order to grease the skid. Because I'm believing that we can have millions of dollars coming in yearly to Ability Plus for what we do. Come on, put your hands. Yeah. I really believe that. No pressure, ladies. No pressure. But I really believe that because we are a forgotten group of people, not us, the people we serve, and so we have to get that out there. I was just looking on Facebook, and I saw my friend, the Speaker of the House of Alabama, name is Speaker Ledbetter. And I saw that Speaker Ledbetter was at Rainbow Omega. Some of y'all heard of Rainbow Omega, to take care of people with developmental disabilities. I know James have, and he said, I fully support them. So I said, okay, thank you, because we're gonna get Speaker Ledbetter here, and we're gonna have a big old picture with a bunch of folks, and I want him to say, I fully support Ability Plus, right? Because when things like this happen, then it legitimizes you and it brings money our way. So let's just keep looking at that, and we'll keep going forward. So got a bunch of stuff that's happening, and so that's good stuff. That's good stuff. All right, so jump into what we're going to be talking about on today. We're talking about the blueprint of building high-performing teams. Building high-performing teams, and that's what we're doing. That's what we need. We do not get to where we need to be without being a team. We need superstars on the team operating as a team to go forward. Now, some of you said, you forgot about the animal test. It's the second time we went over that. Well, the reason for that is that in about 2 months, I'm going to have my partner, one of the greatest sociologists I think in the country, Jeff Bright, will be down here with me. He's going to be doing some other things at another company that we'll be at. And so I'm going to take advantage of that. and so we have a 8 animal test that Jeff and I have developed over the last about 3 years, and so we rolled it out. We're going to do it actually next week or 2 weeks after. I think in 2 weeks with our executives, just to play with them. and so instead of going over the last test, we'll take the new test, which is better. We put it in a book because it's for the most part, no one has done it. This is most of your personality tests are 4 different categories. This is an 8 different category test. Matter of fact, have a patent, and so some of you who are maybe lions, you may be a shark. So it's lion, shark, it's otter, penguin. When I took the test, now I'm more of a penguin, but we'll talk about that later. I'm more penguin shark instead of lion, and there's a difference. And then you have the golden retriever and honeybee. So some of you probably more honeybees than you are golden retrievers. We'll talk about what a honeybee does. And then we have the beaver and elephant. So some of you are probably more of an elephant than you are a beaver or a combination. So it's really good. You can't fake it. You can't look at it and say, okay, I'm trying to be. It's really hard to do that. And so Jeff has practiced it with several people. We reiterated it many times, and so ready to roll it out. So we're gonna roll that out to you. We're gonna roll that out to the senior leadership of Huntsville Utilities. About 70 of them will be in the room, and we're gonna roll it out to them. And so while we roll it out to them, we're gonna roll it out to you all, and Jeff will be here. Jeff will be here with us for a couple of days. So good deal. So that's the reason why we haven't talked about the second part of the test. All right, so let's talk about the team model. Trust, engagement, alignment, and momentum. Trust, engagement, alignment, and momentum. And so we've done the seminar on team building before. But this is kind of going to take us to another place. Here's the deal. You have to master the team. You will never build a team if you don't build trust. Ever. A team is, James, come here for a second. Barry, come here for a second. Okay. Your name B, yeah. So, Let's all stand together right here. Come on this side. Okay, all right, you're right in the middle. Now, I like you.
I like you.
Thank you. I like you. We like each other? Now, from looking at us right now, and we was to walk in here together to give you a seminar, you would say, that's a what? Team. You look like a team, don't we? We may or may not be a team. Because a team is not a group of people. A team is a group of people that trust one another and are working together for a common cause or goal. So we make a horrible mistake of thinking that just because we all are together or in the same department, we're a team. You may be a team, you may not be a team. Let's go ahead and answer each other. So I was doing this seminar last Friday afternoon, which I don't like doing seminars on Friday afternoon, okay, because people's mind is gone, okay. But anyway, my phone went off, and I just answered it. I said, I'm in the middle of doing a seminar. I forgot to turn my phone off, but you want to learn something, just stay on. I put it down. I really did. But we may or may not be a team. So don't assume because people are together, they're a team. But we are a team. Oh, come back here. Do you know what he did? And he left. I gave him a high five, and Barron said, "Go Tigers." We do not cuss in here. Oh, roll tide. Anyway. That's good. Yeah, that's good. So we had one of the senators to get up. No, I senator. No. One of the reps get up and said on the days. What was that? Yesterday. Okay. Oh, yesterday. What he said? Go. He said, "Roll Tide." And Poor Eagle. I mean, these are people in suits, dignified. I mean, you thought folks gonna start fighting in there. Yeah. The Speaker of the House, just walked out. Yeah, that's kind of funny. The Speaker of the House gave a Trump impression. For real. I don't get that. I mean, it was like, what? I mean, like, really? Okay, anyway. I said, well, you know, I know y'all. But you got to establish trust. Okay, so trust is not a soft skill, it's a performance multiplier. It's not a soft skill. So sometimes we think trust is a soft skill. No, it's really a performance multiplier. Okay? Trust reduces friction, trust increases speed, and trust multiplies results. If you can trust one another, you will get things done. Have you ever worked with someone, and maybe not here, maybe somewhere else, or maybe not the team you're on now, okay? But have you ever worked on a team or with a group of people that you did not have a lot of trust? Anybody besides me? Yeah, a lot of us, most of us, right? That you didn't, rather here or somewhere else, maybe somewhere else, hopefully. Where there is no trust, there is no team, just a group of individuals. Where there's no trust, there's no team, just a group of individuals. Now, in God we trust, and everybody else we thoroughly investigate. I'm not asking you to give your total trust to anyone. I don't give my total trust to any person. Now, I don't apologize. This is me. My trust is only in God, totally. Now, yours may be in something else. That's cool, whatever. Mine's God, and I don't hide that whatsoever. Okay, but I trust other people to a certain limit, right? And you have to do that in order to get some things done. Now, here's the thing: respect is given. We give people respect based on it should be anyway, based on titles, right? But trust is earned. Don't ever forget, trust is earned; it's not given. And you have to earn the right to be on the team. You have to earn the right to lead people. You cannot just think it's going to happen because you have a title. Okay, they respect you, but will they trust you, okay, in the foxhole? Will they trust you when things are tough? Here's 5 drivers of trust. Consistency. Number one. When you're consistent, people can trust you more. They know what they're going to get. If you're not consistent, if you are in one bag and out the other bag, oh my goodness. Nah. All right. Communication. When you communicate, and here's what I tell people, over-communicate. The problem with communication is you think you did it. Have I ever did a communication seminar with you all? I don't think I have ever. Okay, I need to do that. Renata, Audra, one of y'all who over this, write that down. I need to, yeah. Number 3, competence. When you're competent, people, you build some trust. Because if you're not competent, I don't know if I can trust you. Just think, if your doctor came in, would you trust your doctor if they had stayed at a Holiday Inn Express? Some of y'all get the commercial, okay, right? They didn't go to med school, they stayed in the Holiday Inn Express, right? You know the commercial. No, you trust your doctor because your doctor has some competency, right? Have some knowledge, a little bit anyway, on what's going on with you. Number 4, character. Man, your character. Yeah, that's a big one right there. Mm-hmm. And then number 5, care. Care is a driver of trust. If you care, people will trust you. People trust people who they think care about them, care about the situation, care about what they going through, care about what's important to them. You cannot just care about what's important to you. We must care about what's important to other people. Sometimes just naturally, I don't care about that, right? We don't care about everything, but we do care about things because other people care about it, and we have empathy for them, right? There's certain things that go on. Really, I just don't care. I wouldn't look at it by myself. I wouldn't go visit that or whatever. But because it may affect somebody that I know, or affect something that I'm doing, or affect what I'm doing when it comes to Ability Plus or whatever, then guess what? I have care for it. And care, builds and drives confidence. There's no doubt about it. Have you ever worked on a team with somebody and you felt like they didn't care? How did it make you feel? Anybody shout it out? I quit. Vanessa said, I quit. She quit. She like, they don't care. I'm gone. Do we care here, Vanessa? Okay, stay here for a little bit. Good deal. Yeah, she quit, right? Who else have worked at a company or worked on a team that? How did you feel?
I felt like, I don't want to say how I feel.
Okay, she don't want to say how she feels, so y'all know how she felt. All right, that's good. Tell you.
Okay.
Aubrey? Drained. James. Betrayed.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Betrayed. Wow. Robert? Say it again? Slow down, say it again?
I don't care that they don't care about me. What's the
No, knowing. I don't care if they don't care, but knowing. Okay, gotcha.
It's so good what he said, because it's a level of care. It doesn't have to be that somebody don't care. It's just if their level of care is just not where you think it should be.
Yeah.
That is a big problem.
Level of care, yeah.
The level of care, that's a big thing.
It's a song, How Deep Is Your Love? All right, well, how deep is your care?
Okay.
But it makes a difference, right? And so someone who don't care, there's no trust. So once again, if there's no trust, there's no team. You have to master this level. You have to master the team. Okay? When it comes to team, trust, you have to master it. Because if you do not, you won't have it. You won't grow. You'll get some things done, but you won't maximize what you can do. It will not happen. And we see it all the time in companies. We see it all the time in departments. We see it all around in various organizations. Importance. Now, here's a leadership insight. Teams don't break down because of systems. They break down because of trust, lack thereof. It's not the systems. Systems can be great, but if trust's not there, then guess what? We don't even trust the system. We don't trust them. And you got to trust your leaders. Somebody said, "Doc, I don't trust you." Well, hopefully I can do that for you. If If I can't win it for you, then it's on you. Because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that arrogantly. I say it because I just know who I am. Okay? I know my level of care. I know, what I'm made of. Okay? I try to tell people I'm gonna win your trust. And generally, 90% of the people I win their trust. The other 10%, you give gold. You know, it's, oh man, you gave me gold. Why didn't you give me something to put it in? You know, so you try to win people's trust, but you won't win everybody's trust ever. Now let's do a little quick activity here on the second page. Trust temperature check. Now I'm not going to ask you your score, so you can be totally honest, because I need you to be honest and do a checkup from the neck up and a look around from the shoulder down. That you expect yourself. So I want everybody to do this. So if you're looking at me, then I need you to do this right now, if you don't mind. So I need you to rate from 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. 1 the worst, 5 the best. You have to borrow a pen to help you. Do I trust my team? Does my team trust me? Now it's up to the kind of opinion. Maybe you don't quite know the answer, but you can kind of hit at it. Do we communicate openly? So number 1 is, do I trust my team? If from 1 to 5, when you got all 5s, then you probably thinking a little bit highly of yourself. then you should. So, do I trust my team? 1 to 5. Does my team trust me? 1 to 5. And do we communicate openly? Go ahead. And I'm not going to ask you your score. You can hide your score for you, but I need you to be open. This is a self-reflection upon you.
So we got so many teams. Right?
Okay, pick a team.
Okay.
Pick a team. The team that you lead or the team that you own, either one. Okay, the team that you lead, if you're a leader, or the team that you own, either one. Or you do both, you just do it twice. Everybody did? Self-reflection. Okay. And so take that score. Now, if you was not real with yourself, and if you are lying to yourself, we can't help you. And you can't be helped. The most powerful thing in the world is self-awareness. And most people don't operate in. That's why most people don't grow. Because if you don't have self-awareness and really are true to you, it's like, see, here's the problem with social media. They lie to you. You on social media, you have on something, everybody, oh, you're so beautiful. They say, girl, they talk to the homeless man, why he got that on? Why is she wearing that? And so you believe all that stuff. Don't do that. Be true to you. Be self-aware. And if you can't sing, just admit you can't sing. I would love to be a singer. I like singing. But I had to come to grips that I can't sing. Now, people remind me of that all the time in my family. Even at church, I try to sing sometimes, and I can see faces, and every once in a while they turn my mic down. I turn my mic back up. I'm the pastor. Turn my mic back up. But I understand it's brutal. It's brutal. So Aubrey, I won't envy you, but I will celebrate your gift. But I can't. Okay. But what about you? Where are you with yourself? And just say, hey, I'm weak here, I'm strong here, have self-awareness. So when we do exercise like this, then you won't cheat yourself. You put out down all 5s. Now, if you put out all 1s, then you're probably too hard on yourself. But be as honest as you can. That way you can grow. You come to the gym and we tell you that you're in shape. When you're not, you won't come back. So, hey, important. All right, any questions on that? Make sense? Make sense? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I want to trust you. I said I want to trust you, I didn't want y'all to lie. I'm trying to get y'all to tell the truth with him. All right. Now, they gave me a list of new people, but when I came in, and I need to announce, I thought we had a new person that I found out wasn't a new person. She actually is one of our directors of nurses. Senyata. And I really went up to her and I was like, I said, oh, and if I was going to give a Sharp Award today,
Okay.
the Sharp Award goes to Senyata. Look out. Look out. Oh, I thought she was new for real. It's so funny. I don't know, I'm in a joking mood right now. Black people mess white people up sometimes. Only Caracas can say that. Because, especially black women, because y'all change your hair sometimes. Like, who's that? And that's what she does. Just like, see, y'all are still, I'm open as a book. That's why people like me. Oh, God loves diversity. He loves us being different. Okay. All right, let's go to engagement. Now, engagement is the energy that drives the team, right? It's the energy that drives the team. Trust is the foundation of every great team, but engagement is the energy that drives the team. Now, Marcy wasn't late, y'all. Let me tell you, she wasn't late. Marcy's a part of a work group now that the state has asked her to be a part of. We're looking at waiver stuff, and we've been trying to get for years us to be on the front end of things and be, in these work groups that establish things that's going forward. And she got an invite to do that. So good deal, awesome.
Yeah.
Give it to him. Light him up. Okay, so the E is for engagement, the energy that drives the team. So engagement is the difference between showing up and being locked in. Are you just showing up or are you locked in? And I'm telling you, if we're going to be effective, we got to be locked in. Got to be locked in. You just can't show up because you are who you are under pressure. Not when everything is going great, but when the pressure's on you, are you locked in? Are you ready? And guess what? Most of you all are locked in. I'm being honest with you. You all are locked in generally. Because really to do this job effectively, if you just show up, you're not going to last. Because this is not just some 9 to 5, just, I clock in, I clock out. Not this level. No, if you're not careful, it can be all consuming. You got to set some boundaries, serious, okay? And so most of you all, you're locked in. You're locked in. Say, well, don't call me. Well, I get calls around the world, right? So you got to be locked in. Here's some drivers of engagement. Number one, purpose. Why does my work matter? If you're going to engage, purpose. You got to answer that question. And you got to answer the question in a very positive, solid way. Why does my work matter? Because the truth of the matter is, without you doing what you do, we'll have some people in trouble. We'll have some people in jail or dead. I never forget, I won't call names or anything, with an individual, and they came and got me, took me from us. Not another provider, but a family. I don't know if it was you. I think it was you, James. I think it was you. And he said, man, you said with tears, y'all, he said, he'll be dead. I don't know if he said 6 months or something. Y'all remember that? And in 6 months, he was dead. He'll be dead in 6 months. And in 6 months, he was dead. Well, before then, what you do, what we do as an organization matters. Everybody, not just operations, okay, not just employee relations. I mean, what maintenance does helps us do what we do. Right. Finance, everybody, every department here, right? Every department here, what you do matters. But you got to make this personal. Okay? You got to make this personal, right? Your purpose, purpose of development. It matters, right? Okay? Number two is a driver of engagement is connection. Do I feel valued? Because if you don't feel value, we won't get value. We won't get the ultimate value out of you. People have to feel value. And if they feel like they're just some number or you're just using them, then they don't work. Some of you do a great job in bringing value to our DSPs. You do. You really do. And our DSPs, you know, and for the most part, now we got some DSPs I found out with doctorate degrees. Doctorate degree, right? But for the most part, many of our DSPs are not highly educated. For the most part, our DSPs don't have a lot of trade skills and that kind of thing. But we have to bring value to them in all type of ways so they can be team members and be engaged in what we're doing every day. Because if not, I don't care how great you all are, you can't be there all the time. Right? And the DSPs, they're the tip of the spear. And so now we have to bring value to them in many ways. The first thing that popped in most people's mind is paying them. I would love, matter of fact, I almost started crying in a meeting. And I'm not trying to get no brownie points from you. I don't need that. Okay, the other day, okay, because I'm like, how do we pay more? Okay, but I can't ask, I can't sign a check. Okay, and that's Missy, okay, to give me money that's not there. It's not there. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do we cut expenses? How do we bring up revenue? How do we help? Okay, but there are other ways we can bring value to our DSPs. More than money. First of all, say thank you. Acknowledge that they're there. Here's the worst thing in the world that people do on teams. Think that you're better than someone. I test people sometimes. Did I tell y'all about my test at the bank? I tell y'all about that. Okay, so generally y'all know, most people know that I dress almost every day in a jacket, right? Not every day, but Fridays I try to wear a sweatsuit. It's my sweatsuit day. And Saturdays, right? Okay, but most of the time I'm dressed like this, and I get pretty much a decent respect because either they think I'm somebody, or at least they say he can dress. And so so the teller there, treats me really nice, right? Well, I purposely came in not with one of those fancy jogging suits I have. This was about 5, 6 years, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, but with kind of not so looking good jogging suit, right? And I came and tried to do a transaction at the bank, and she treated me bad. And I called her out. I said, "Oh, you don't know who I am?" I said, "I'm Dr. Watkins, Caracas." "Oh, sir, I didn't recognize you." I said, whoa. I said, "But you just treated me worse than you treat me the other times." "Oh, no." I said, no. I said, "Don't lie. See, you can't mess with me like that." And I just gave her a leadership lesson right there. And she had to listen to me because I was right. But that's what people do. If we have to bring value to people, no matter where we think they are, no matter what socioeconomic place they're from, because we're all created in the image and after likeness according to what I believe anyway. If you don't believe that, that's fine, throw it away. Okay? So, so I try to bring value to people. Have I ever seen any of you all and not spoke to you? Have I ever acted like I'm better than any of you all? Now, don't mess with my confidence and think that I'm arrogant, because I'm a very confident person, have to be in what I do. But no, I'm trying to bring value to people. My job is to make people feel better about themselves, that you are good, because you can do some things I can't do. You just can't. I wish I could fix things like our maintenance people. Connie Smith can just create anything. Right, y'all? I'm like, sometimes I be like, "Oh man, go for it." I can design it as an engineer, but to create it and actually do it, oh, you're in trouble. You don't want me fixing on your car. No, I better change oil. I'm so serious, right? Everybody have value. So we have to respect that in every connection. Okay, Somebody said, boy, he preached to us today. Yep. Contribution. Okay. Am I making a difference? Because this what drives engagement. When people think they're making a difference, they are more engaged. That's why people have to be part of the solution. You just keep bringing the solution and say, here it is. They have to be a part of that. They have to feel like their voice counts, right? They have to be able to say, I contributed, have a contribution. I'm making a difference. How many in this room think that you're making a difference? Hopefully every hand come on. Or you acknowledge anyway. Because you are making a difference in lives of people that most of this society don't even think about. They don't even think about it. They are an afterthought. The individuals that we love, that we treasure, that we get too close to, and I warned y'all on that, but I know it's going to happen. Because if it really don't happen to some, then you probably heartless. And we try to be professional, but okay, we get it, right? Okay. If you wasn't doing what you were doing, then no one would do that for them. We're not in this industry to make a bunch of money. The money we make, we want to be able to help. Okay, you all have a decent life and help our individuals. We're not trying to make enough money to be on New York Stock Exchange. This is not a for-profit company. We're not in business to make money. We're in business because we care. We want to enable lives and dreams, right? And so that's why it's so important. Well, I ain't getting nowhere there. It's 12:40.
It's 12:40.
I guarantee you we're going to do part 2 next month.
We got to really do part 2.
Okay, yeah, we really got to do part 2. And I could rush this, but we have to keep our people, you and others engaged. That's why if you're not engaged at this level in this business, God loves you, I love you, but you don't need to be here. You don't. Because if not, you're going to do a disservice to people. Those that we're supposed to serve. And I know sometimes they get tough and rough, and we've had incidents of late, and that's going to happen. But the day that we stop caring, we need to quit. We need to leave. That's every department. It's every department. Because indirectly, we all are here to make the lives of the individuals we serve better. Everybody in this room, everybody who ever will listen to this, we enable lives and dreams. It makes sense? Makes sense? Okay, good deal. Recognition and celebration. What gets recognized gets repeated. So that's why if you recognize bad things, if you recognize failure get repeated. You need to recognize success. Recognize what people have done and be engaged with them, because that's what gets repeated, okay? Here's some key principles. Recognition reinforces behavior. You all know this because you do this all the time in your homes. We have to do it amongst one another, okay? Recognition reinforces behavior. You want if somebody is doing something that's great, and you want that behavior to be multiplied and copied through the tapestry of the company, then you have to recognize that. You can't just look back, no, because whatever you recognize, it enforces, that behavior. Okay, so if I see, let's pick on Aubrey today, doing something there, and I'm gonna say, Aubrey, good job, man, great job, because guess what? We want that to be duplicated. And there's nothing hard about saying great job, right? We all know that Tanya is the superstar. Now, when we gave the superstar, I don't know what that we gave superstar award away. Yes. Long, say something, I don't know why we stopped. Yeah. So you got one technical, right? So and several people got superstar awards. Right? So we had several people get superstar awards. But Tanya let you know she got the superstar award. And you're not gonna leave without knowing I am a superstar, right? But she does it, you know. She's not perfect, right? We all got to say, but here's the deal: we have to do more things like that because you all are superstars, okay? No doubt about it, okay? And we have to reward them. We have to recognize that that's important. Celebration builds culture. If there's a culture of celebrating, then that company, that organization will grow. Okay, we're not envious and mad when somebody something good happened to them. But I celebrate that. Listen, I believe I'm a sharp dresser. I really do. Most people know I like to shop. I like to dress. Probably more than Dr. Asa. And I like being pretty sharp. But I had to recognize Tommy today. All of y'all saw Tommy. Tommy got a bad white shirt on. Nice looking blazer. But the man put on a red bow tie. Some of you don't mind standing up. See, a man like Tommy don't mind standing up. I recognize that. And I recognize that Tommy did a good job too. He's a great cook. But what else I recognized was, because I didn't want Tommy to think that I would just, placate him and then I said, oh, I see Tommy. Because what y'all don't see, but y'all didn't catch right, you like this Tommy, on the other hand. Yeah, see, red on that. Okay. I recognized it. Now, I know that we're laughing. But from a principle point of view, that's what we should do to everybody. It may not be their clothing, it may not be, but it's to recognize who they are. Okay? It's to celebrate them. To celebrate what's going on. We want to be part of a culture, a group that nobody celebrates anybody. Yes, go about your business, do your job, and no, that's not this. Okay. The third principle is appreciation increases engagement. Celebration, appreciation. I appreciate you. Appreciate what you do. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you, working over. Appreciate you, you had to carry your kids to a certain event, and you had to be a little late for it because you had to come do something for Ability Plus. We appreciate that. And you have to appreciate when people go the extra mile. Okay? It don't take a lot to do that. And if you can't do that, not just you being over the team, but being on the team. You took my slack. You helped me out. I had to go to this place. You took my slack. I appreciate that. And guess what? I'm gonna get you the next time. You got my back. Because if we're a team, then you got my back. I got your back. Right? Okay. Types of recognition. Public recognition, being private. Some things don't have to be did in the public, just private. Probably you say you did good. Performance-based rewards, bonuses and Chick-fil-A cards and different stuff like that, right? That's important. That's important to people. It's important to me, right? Peer-to-peer appreciation. You just appreciate your peer. You just say, hey, your peer say, hey, thank you, appreciate you. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. Right? That's a good thing. Let's get a hand for our nurses. Our nurses, I think. Which I need in the background. Yeah. With our nurses, we're in trouble. Yep, good deal. Here's a couple teaching points. If you don't celebrate the team, don't expect for them to be motivated. Now, Mickey is automatically a celebratory person. She like Doc Rock. We don't have no bad days. If we have bad days, we'll smile through it. Right? But you want people to be motivated. And ever since I've known Mickey, she's been the same way. Right? Okay, but you don't have to be a otter or a penguin. You can be a beaver and still be motivated, still celebrate people. All right, so here's an activity right quick. Recognition, reflection. Who on my team deserves recognition. I want you to write that down. I'm not going to ask you to say the name. They can be on your team, they can be a peer or whatever. Who on my team deserves recognition? I want you to write that name down. I'm not going to ask you who it is. You should be honest. And then, how will I recognize them this week? Who on your team deserves to be recognized? Then how will I recognize them? It can be the big team, small team, or somebody other team. And how will I recognize them? Maybe I send them an email. Maybe I text them and say, you're doing a great job. Maybe I give them a Starbucks card. Maybe I'll buy them a new car. Thank you. Whatever, right? How are you going to recognize them? Because sometimes we think recognition, we think of a bunch of money. It could be $10 or whatever. Many in here, over the years, probably have gotten some bubblegum money from me. I don't ask you to raise your hand. Probably have gotten lunch or whatever. Because I do this all the time. Well, that's my, part of my love language, okay, is affirmation is given. Okay. So, and nothing from Ability Plus, it's from me personally, right? But how do you want to recognize it? What are you going to do? So I want to encourage you to do that this week. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that every week, but make it part of who you are. You know, I come through there, I'm always going to speak to B, and I say, hey, B, you're doing a good job. Keep on what you're doing, B. Justine, I know some CEOs walk through and when they speak to you. Keep on going. Which I would never work for a person like that. Ever. Yes, go ahead, John.
That's so good because this whole time I was sitting here saying, like, B has really changed the whole front atmosphere. Like, for real. Always bring people, like, we hadn't had that in a while up front, so I appreciate that. Like, for real. So
yeah, because we were not, and then we had two more we struck out on.
ooh, boy.
So Dr. A was like, oh my goodness.
That make you walk outside and walk all the way around the
Well, Shirley was before Renata. Yeah, before. Yeah, I'm saying between Renata and B. Woo! That rough one of y'all. Boy, had attitude, boy. She had an attitude the whole time. She had an attitude with me. Like, you got to go. I'm real. Like, oh my goodness. That's good. But that's what we want. That's what we want. We want that. All right, a couple things, and I'll take questions and answers. Here's some, and we'll do alignment and momentum next. And then a couple other things. Next one. Engagement killers. Micromanagement. Now, let me say this. There are times that you have to be micromanaged, and there are times you have to micromanage.
Yes.
There are times that you have to do that. But that cannot be your practice in your regular. Because micromanagement kills engagement. Nobody wants somebody all the time. And you don't need that all the time, because then you won't grow. So micromanagement could be a killer. Now, then once again, there are times we need to micromanage. There are times I need to be heads down and some things deep. Now, if you see me heads down and things deep all the time, we're in trouble. Right? But it can be a killer, okay, to being engaged. All right, also, lack of recognition. Be a killer. Engagement. Lack of recognition doesn't know. And so old school would be like, well, you pay them to do a job, and that should be enough. Those companies don't exist anymore. Those companies went bankrupt. No, that's not our culture in this country anymore. That don't work. That don't work. Especially with the millennials and Gen Z. Oh no. See, look at me. See, they'll leave y'all quick. No, you gotta recognize. See, look how they smile. Y'all look around the room. But it's the future. No, that doesn't work. That just doesn't work. Okay. So you have to recognize people. It don't mean it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be different things. We'll have to think about it. Okay. All right. Poor communication. Engagement killer. You don't know what's going on. How you gonna be engaged when you don't know what to do? Right? You gotta communicate. You gotta know what's going on to be engaged. Remember, over communicate. The problem with communication is you think you did it. You think you did it. You know, and you really did. And then no growth. No growth in you personally. No growth in company, no growth anywhere else. It is an engagement killer. Because everything becomes like stale. You gotta have growth, you gotta have change. You know, sometimes you just gotta turn the office around. Buy something new, get a new, just put a new picture on your desk or something. But you gotta grow. We gotta continue to grow. We will continue to grow. Not necessarily we have to grow in just how many people we serve, but grow in business, grow in who we are, right? Individually, we grow. Our consumers grow, and what we offer them grow. You know, partnerships we build with people grow. You know, so the growth has to be there. Important. Any questions? Yes.
This is for you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all by teaching you. Okay, my God. Yeah, my God. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Boy, appreciation. Okay. We haven't finished. Absolutely. Mickey, you get to have a good fun. I think Mickey enjoyed Employee Appreciation Day more than anybody. Any questions from what we're talking? Anything? Yes, Mickey. Okay, well, come in. Yeah.
Last week, I was driving home and I had a so I asked several people, and anyway, I ended up leaving it's early because I didn't know it was much. I was out in the parking lot, me and Tanner was big Robert pulls up, jumps out, says, "What's going on?" So I got he jumps down like he's doing a push-up all the way. He has a nice shirt on, blue blazer, pants to match, and he dressed in titties. All the way out, and it looked under my car. And tell me what the was. He hates it.
I told you I have limitations. So what? I just told him what she needs to do and what she can carry somewhere. I'm sure you did that for me. I'm sure. I'm limited. Now, Curtis would have fixed it. Jason or somebody would have fixed it. Anybody else? Got 1 minute, 2 minutes. Question, idea, anything. I hope you're getting something out of this.
Yeah, this is good.
You know, we're growing. We want to grow together. Let me say this. You know, gas. I need you all to pay attention to your driving. Gas prices have doubled. If I told you what we spent in gas last month, you just fall out. I don't know, that's what, $30,000. We spent $30,000 in gas. Somebody said, doggone, that's a year's salary for you. Yeah, in gas. So we need you conscious of these things and conscious of our expenses and things of this nature. So we can, this economy is crazy right now. And so we need people, we have a lot of open shifts. Yeah, you know some people, ask them to come and work for us. We got great benefits. Riley would like that a lot, and let's tell them because we just have to shore up on all these areas. Our programs are great. We need to keep that great, but we need to. I want you to be conscious of expenses. So we're not, Now I'm not saying don't go and skim on groceries and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna get in trouble. Okay. But tell DSP don't take but one roll of tissue home a year. Tell them we'll give them one a year to take home. Not three. He said employee appreciation, we give one roll of toilet tissue. Yeah, but yeah, it would help. But seriously, we just need to pay attention to what we're doing, what we're spending, and things of this nature, so we can be good stewards and be the company that we're called to be. Hey, I enjoy leading you, and I enjoy being with you. You don't work for me; we work with one another. Okay, because we're a team, and we need to keep going forward and be all we can be. And we're doing well. We're doing well from a programmatic point. From all phases. Now we got to keep doing better, because and let me say this: perhaps with the village home and Triana coming together. Boy, there's a lot of work. But I went over there a couple Saturdays ago, and it was peaceful. Good job. That was a good job. And I had on a jogging suit, incognito, and a hat. And by the time I got in the house, he was like, "Oh!" Everybody said, "Why you telling him him?" They're like, "I didn't know who he was." And I was trying to sneak up on him, but he was pretty out of town, and his niece, so we went by there and just said hello. But that's all good. I'm gonna see you. I'll do what I want to do. But so all is good, and keep doing what you're doing. It is Wonderful Wednesday. I'm Dr. Rock. You join me at the top. Thank you. Now, operations, y'all know that y'all gotta stay for 3 minutes.
I got tickets up here for people who ain't people
It'll be brief. Operations, it will be brief.
Operations, if you all don't sit down, I'm gonna start singing. I'm not arguing. I'm gonna start singing. It's gonna go for you. Cameron, you wanna join me?
All right, operations, that's everybody in operations. So just stay seated for just a moment. As far as throwing away your things or whatever. Thank y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Awesome. Just parking for just a minute. So I'm not gonna be Debbie Downer. I'm trying to say this with a big old smile on my face. We're gonna be calling you guys. Well, excuse me. I am gonna be calling you all. First of all, shout out to all of our newbies. I know you all have. Give them a hand clap. A hand clap for everyone that's new to our team. And God bless you, Stephanie. Our prayers are with you. Anything that we can do, we're here. And I'm gonna be bringing you something for myself personally as well. But let me say this. All right, we're gonna have to buckle up, Buttercup. It's time to tighten up. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for it? Cause see, I got some questions from our CEO. He's still in here, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. All right.